Hey guys, welcome back. El Flamengo here, your coach of the Cooperwood Crab Hammers. This week we're doing a little bit of a different video. That we're not going to have any gameplay today. Just a few announcements and also going over a new draft league team that I just finished drafting. So first off, Sam and my battle is going to be put off for a little bit longer. He's just under the pump a bit over in the US. So we'll look at doing our choose each other's team match next week. On Tuesday, I have the start of the finals of the PBK Draft League. I'm going up against YG and the Pittsburgh Pangoros. He has the Colossal team that we played week 1 and we 4-0'd and 4-0'd. But I don't think that's going to happen this time because YG has really improved and has seen that he can't just rely on coming in with his Colossal each week. So I think he's going to have some quite good prep for us. He's made some trades throughout the regular season for a slower mode that he can use with his team. But the main reason for this video is I have joined a new draft league. I have joined the restricted Pokemon draft league. And I'm in the Diamond division. They have 3 divisions: Platinum, Diamond, and Pearl. So this one's a little bit different. The main rules are you must have a restricted, but you must also have a mythical. And as anyone who's played VGC knows, mythicals are never allowed in VGC. So this is a pretty cool little draft to be part of. Another rule is you restricted cannot max. And finally, you have 125 points to buy your 11 Pokemon. They range from 19 points right down to 1 point. So with that, let's get into the team I picked and why. So my very first pick was my mythical because I do not know much about the mythicals because we don't get to use them in VGC. So I was either going to go for one of the really strong ones or there were a couple of 1-point ones that were really rubbish that I wouldn't use, but it just means I wasn't wasting point on something that was only half decent. But I got a good one. So my first pick was a Marshadow. So Marshadow is a fighting ghost type. It has 125 attack and 125 speed. Its bulk is not too bad. It's a little bit better than Dragapult. So, we could do some shenanigans there. So that was my first pick. I was thinking I wanted something that could hit hard. My backup is, if someone took this, was Spectria. I wanted something to hit hard, and then I wanted it to be paired with my second pick, which was some sort of redirector. So I went with Clefairy because I figured no matter what I have, if I have a strong attacker and a redirector, I'm going to be in a pretty good space. So Clefairy, it helps make the rest of my team really bulky through its Friend Guard ability, has Follow Me, plus lots of moves that can help my team out, like Heal Pulse, Aromatherapy, Helping Hand, plus has a little bit of speed control in either After You and Trick Room or Icy Wind. So my next Pokemon I picked was, I noticed a lot of the strong ice types were going, Glastria and Calyrex Ice Rider, and a lot of the strong steel types were going, Metagross, Solgaleo, Jirachi, all those kind of ones. So I picked this guy next as more of a counter Pokemon rather than something that I really wanted, but who wouldn't want this? I got Rotom Heat. So Rotom Heat is a fire electric type with the ability Levitate, so it can't hit by ground moves. So this is why it's really good at dealing with those strong steel types and strong ice types. It also started to form my core of a fire, water, grass core, which is kind of led into my next Pokemon, which is Gmax Blastoise. So I picked Gmax Blastoise because it's a water type, so it fits into that fire, water, grass core quite well, but its Gmax move, Cannonade, is just busted. Like, same with Colossal, Venusaur, and Charizard. Their Gmax moves are just busted. So I thought I'll grab him, he has really good support options, but he also has really good offensive options. So it's a very versatile Pokemon. So I quite like versatility in my draft leagues. Um, which then I haven't got my restricted yet. So I was tossing up, do I get my restricted mon yet next? Do I get my prankster mon next? Or do I get my trick room setter next? So I went with my restricted mon. So I got Zamazenta. Since we're not allowed to max our restricted Pokemon, um, Zamazenta's perfect. Uh, his signature attack becomes 200 base power against Dynamax Mons, and he has lots of support options. And he's not too bad on the offensive side with a 130 attack and 128 speed. Like, that's pretty bloody good. I could go an offensive one, or I could even just go full support, helping hand, wide guard, that sort of stuff. Then next, I got my Prankstermon because the Prankstermons were starting to be taken up. And if you've watched my last draft league, you've seen this guy before. So I've got Lipard. So Lipard's good because I can set up weather. I can also charm and trick and just be general annoying with this guy. You can make real bulky sets. You can make super fast sets. I've even made offensive sets with him. So I'm looking forward to having him back on the team. So I got my restricted. I got my prankster. I then wanted a trick room setter, and this guy, this next Pokemon is quite good because he also fills the kind of role that Rotom does in terms of being able to semi-check the strong steel types and strong ice types, and that's Bronzong. So Bronzong's an amazing Pokemon, very bulky, has access to my favorite combination, Iron Defense and Body Slam, plus a whole plethora of annoying moves. So good to have him on the team. Now, the next one. This next Pokemon kind of fit a number of roles. Okay, so I needed a slow Pokemon to use in Trick Room. I needed a Dragon type to complete my Steel, Fairy, Dragon core. I wanted a normal type to help with the Ghost weakness that was starting to pop up. And I also wanted some way to control the weather. And this guy has the ability to deal with all 5 of those, and that's Drampa. So Drampa has a base 135 attack, so it can hit really hard. The normal type makes it immune to ghost moves. It has the ability Cloud 9, which cancels out the effects of weather. And it's just a really solid mon. Outside of that, it has Sap Sipper and Berserk. So if I'm going in with a Grass Weak team, I can have Sap Sipper on this to take up to sponge some grass attacks. Or if I'm just going out full out offensive, Berserk's good as well. Has lots of cool utility moves as well that we can play around with and annoy the opponent. My next Pokemon, so I've got the Fire Water part of my Fire Water Grass Course, so I needed a Grass type. I also wanted some way to control terrain. Rillaboom was already taken, so that left me with Thwackey and Tapu Bulu, and I've never used this guy before, so I went with Tapu Bulu. So Tapu Bulu is a legendary from Gen 7, Fairy and Grass typing, has the ability Grassy Surge, so sets up the grassy terrain, which I think is going to be quite important because Marshadow, Lipard, and even Blastoise all like using priority moves. So if I'm up against a psychic terrain, this gives me a way to cancel that out and still be able to use my priority moves. It has really good attack at base 130. And it's my only 4 times weakness on this team, and that's to poison, which isn't too bad of a 4 times weakness because it isn't as popular as other types. All right, so we're getting towards the end. By this point, I had 8 points left, so I could either pick a 5-pointer and a 3-pointer, or 2 4-pointers. I didn't really want any of the 2-pointers, so that kind of ruled out a 2 and a 6. So I decided to go with 4-pointers, and the first one is I wanted a ground type. I've got Blastoise, who's weak to electric moves. So I just wanted something to make sure that I had an immunity that I could switch in if need be. And so I got me Chonky Boy, Piloswine. Now, for an unevolved form, Piloswine is pretty good. It has 100 base HP, 100 base attack, I think 80 or 90 defense, and then about 60 special defense. So it's quite bulky. Has 50 speed, so I can kind of use it under Trick Room against a faster team. Has access to ice and ground coverage, which is really good. It can hit quite a lot of Pokemon for super effective damage. Plus access to speed control moves like Bulldoze or Icy Wind. So yeah, I think this is quite a good pickup. With the thick fat ability, it loses its fire weakness and gains an ice resistance. Has Ice Shard for priority, which will help out with the Tapu Bulu's Grassy Surge, will help stop psychic terrains. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good pickup for a 4-pointer. And then we have our last Pokemon. I haven't got a flying type yet, so I wanted a flying type. And so this guy definitely has that. It's not a very liked Pokemon, but when you're in the 4-point range, you're not getting the cream of the crop. But I think I can do some bits and pieces with this guy, and it's Unfezant. So Unfezant's normal and flying, has access to lots of really cool utility moves, and hasn't got a too bad of an attack stat with, I think, 117. So yeah, this is the team I've drafted. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't really go for too many gimmicks, like beat up strategies or colossal type stuff. I kind of just like to stick to what's known as good stuffs. And I think I feel I've got that with this team. Lots of bulk, lots of offense, lots of support. I think I should do quite well with this team. I'm very happy with how everything went. I'm not going to make any trades. We have a 24-hour grace period where we can make trades, and I don't think I'm going to do that because I'm pretty happy with how I've gone. In terms of typing, I've got 15 out of 18 types amongst my 11 Pokemon. The only types I'm missing a bug and poison, which isn't a big deal, and rock, which I would like to have a rock type, but you got to cut your losses somewhere. You can't have everything in Draft League. So yeah, this is my team. I'm pretty happy with it, and what I thought we'd do now is have a look at the other teams and see how they're going. We're still in the grace period, so these teams may change in the next, what's the time? 11, 10 and a half hours, 10 hours. Okay, so let's have a quick look and see what they have. Oh God, let's get rid of all that. Let's move you up here. Okay, there we go. So we have Kooparoo Crabhammers on top. We don't need to talk about them. We already have. This team here, the Dallas Delibirds, they're actually quite scary. So their team is Eternatus, Celebi, Landorus, Porygon 2, Heatran, Driftbloom, Pinchurchin, Blissey, Sneasel, Hitmonlee, and Shuckle. It is very stally with very little power. We've got 145 attack here, 145 special attack here, 130 special attack here. But other than that, in terms of power, it's quite low. He is very keen on using this Shuckle Blissey combo, this Pinchurchin Driftbloom combo. So Pinchurchin has the ability Electric Surge, which pairs with an Electric Seed on Driftbloom and Unburden, and lets Driftbloom double its speed. And then from there can set off Tailwinds plus a whole host of annoying moves. The Blissey Shuckle combo. So Shuckle has a move called Guard Share. So it splits its 230 defensive stats with the 10 and 135 defensive stats of Blissey making Blissey incredibly bulky, plus its 255 base HP. It makes it very hard to take down. It also has an attack called Power Share, I think. Power Share? That sounds right. Power Share, which lets it split its base 10 and 10 attack and special attack with the target's attack. So he ends up drastically reducing your attack and special attack at the same time. So it's a very annoying combo. Eternatus can be played very offensive with its 145 base special attack, but it can also be played very stally with its 140 HP and 95 defenses. So I do have this is the team I'm most worried about, but I do have an idea of what I need to do to beat it. It's just about bringing the right team when we use it. Okay, let's go back. Let's have a look. The next one is the Belgian Beldams. What is this team? Okay, so yeah, he has Volcanion and Solgaleo. He originally had Jirachi and Solgaleo, and then saw the errors in his way and changed Jirachi to Volcanion because having 2 Steel Psychic types is a bit redundant. He just picked up Grimmsnarl in the in the Grace Period, and he has Arcanine, Inteleon, and Serena / Shiinotic. So that's a really good Fire, Water, Grass core. Serena with its ability Queenly Majesty, that stops priority attacks. So that's going to be a real tough one to deal with. Ribombee is normally paired with a really slow Pokemon to boost its speed through Speed Swap. I guess the only one it can really work with is Shiinotic. Shiinotic has a move called, this is called Spore, which is a guaranteed put your opponent to sleep. So he could be using some sort of shenanigans there. Ribombee has base 124 speed, so I have 2 Pokemon that outspeed that, so I think that's going to be quite important. This one's annoying. Riolu also has the ability Prankster, like Lipard does, but what move he has is a move called Coaching, which boosts the attack and defense of one of your companion Pokemon. So this could be paired with Solgaleo, who's got a really nice attack stat, 137 and 107 defense. Oh, that's going to be busted. It could kind of work with Arcanine, who's got the 110 attack. It would definitely work with Mamoswine with the 130 attack. And it would work with Serena too, who has a 120 attack. So lots of physically offensive power there. Has a 130 and the 125 over here for the special attack on Volcanion and Inteleon. But yeah, that's actually a pretty good team. Hasn't got a slow mode though. What's his slow mode? Shiinotic, what can set up Trick Room? Solgaleo. Yeah, so he hasn't really got much of a slow mode there. Let's have a look at the Ninjazards. Okay. Oh, move, stupid thing. So what's he got? Glastria, Kyurem White, that's his restricted. Victini, that's his mythical. Katana, Comfey, Meowstic, Alolan Persian, Torracat, Boltund, Mantine, and Charjabug. So, very good slow mode with Glastria, Comfey. Good support with Torracat and Alolan Persian. And Charjabug as well. Charjabug has an ability called Battery, which boosts the special attack of your teammates. So that could work well with his, Victini, Kyurem White. Definitely look at that 170 base special attack. That's busted. And then, yeah, very good on the physical offense as well. 145, 181, busted. Okay, so that's a pretty scary team. Again, just another good stuffs team. Prankster Meowstic sets up screens. How can he activate weakness policy here? Hasn't really got a way to activate weakness policy on Glastria. On Kyurem, which you're not going to be doing a whole lot of, but you could activate. No, he hasn't really got any way to activate weakness policies per se. Not that I can see off the bat. So shoot, that's a pretty good team. I don't think it's top tier, but it's a very good team. Romford Typhlosions. Well, this is a scary team. So Calyrex Ice. We got 165 base attack. Can set up Trick Room. Again, Rotom Heat can help deal with this. Deancey, that's his mythical. 150 base defenses. Where are you, bugger? There we go. 150 base defenses, 50 base speed. Like, starting to look like he's got a pretty good Trick Room mode. Incineroar, that's very good support. Fake Out, Intimidate, Parting Shot, Excadrill, and Tyranitar. So he's got a little Sun Core here. See, I don't mind this compared to some teams that are just have 6 or 7 mons that like love abusing rain. He's got 2. That's good. So that they're a very good core together if you don't have some way to counter rain, to counter sand. Then we have Thunderous Incarnate. Now this is brilliant. Okay, Defiant, so can be paired with one of his physical attackers to prevent Intimidate switching in and out, or Prankster, so it can be both offensive and support. Brilliant. I was thinking about getting Thunderous, but then just never got around to it. So Incineroar and Ludicolo complete the Fire, Water, Grass core in 2 Pokemon, so that's pretty good. Has Swift Swim, so it can help deal with rain teams, and has some support options on it like Fake Out and Icy Wind. So I think that's a very good mon. Can help him set up Trick Room. Luxray, another Intimidate mon. What's he just trying to steal all the Intimidate mons? 120 base attack, Intimidate, and Guts. If you've been watching my videos, I've had Luxray and have used both sets a lot. Really good Pokemon in Draft League. Gorgeist, another way to set up Trick Room, has some good synergy with Tyranitar. Can use, what's that move called? Trick or Treat to add the Ghost typing to Tyranitar, making its 4 by weakness to fighting 0. So that's really cool. Or can use Trick or Treat on the opponent and make Tyranitar's Dark move super effective. So Gorgeist and Tyranitar is a really good combo. I think it was used a bit in like Series 2 or 3. Delibird. I have also drafted Delibird in my other draft league. It's just a decent 3-point mon. It gives you Ice Shard to activate weakness policies on Gorgeist. Thunderous. What was his first mon? Calyrex Ice. No. So, has ways to activate weakness policy. Helping Hand, Icy Wind. You could even go Hustle Life Orb if you really wanted to. That could be funny. Destiny Bond. That's a really good move too. If you put a Focus Sash on this thing, take a hit. Next turn, use Destiny Bond. Get taken out. You get to take out a Pokemon as well. And then he's got Spiritomb. I actually think Spiritomb's pretty good. Spiritomb has access to lots of priority moves, lots of support moves like Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split. I think it's a good, especially back of team mon. 35 base defense, base speed, so it can kind of work in Trick Room. I think it's a good mon to bring in late game. Get off Will-O-Wisp, start Pain Splitting, lowering their attack with Luxray and Incineroar. I think Spiritomb could be a good late game option for the, what's his team called? Romford Typhlosions. Next we got the Psycho Cut Skeptiles. Now this is a scary team. So he's got Magearna, which is in a tier of its own. It's worth 19 points. The only Pokemon worth 19 points. And it's because of this ability, Soul Heart. Every time a Pokemon faints on the field, Magearna gets +1 special attack. It doesn't have to knock it out. It could be its partner. It could be anything. So that's a pretty scary mon. Giratina Origin, bulky Dragon Ghost type. Right, look at that, 150, 100, 100. Not too offensive, 120 in both attacks, which isn't bad. Urshifu Single Strike, scary. 130 based attack. You want to use Protect? I don't think so. Has the G-Max option by the looks of it. So if he maxes it, it can hit through your own Protects or Max Guards. So, yeah, very scary. G-Max Colossal. busted. Has the same G-Max effect as my Blastoise does, where it does 1/6 of damage every turn to the opponent. Not super offensive, so you can EV your Pokemon to live max attacks from Colossal at +2. The problem is then you're probably taken out by Volcalith Chip if you have if he's used a rock move. Togetic, Redirection, add in Eviolite, probably becomes equally, if not more bulky as Togekiss. So good pick, especially since he hasn't got any other Eviolite users, I don't think. No, he hasn't got any other Eviolite users, so that's a brilliant pick for him. Azumarill, he did have Excelgor here. I actually think Excelgor is probably this team than Azumarill. Both can activate Colossal's weakness policy. Azumarill with Aqua Jet, Excelgor with Water Shuriken. But what's it called? Excelgor works a bit better with Magearna because it has that final gambit and a really high HP stat. So you can just knock out yourself and an opponent's Mon and get +2 attack into Magearna before Magearna even gets to attack. So, but Azumarill is still really good because unlike Excelgor, it's a way better offensive option. So, not because of its 50 base attack, but because of its ability, huge power. Okay, not sure if he has much of a grass weakness. No, he doesn't. So Sap Sipper could also come in handy there. But yeah, I think huge power will be the main go for him. Malamar can set up Trick Room for him. Plus also has the ability Contrary. So he can use stuff like Tickle or when opponents send in Intimidate or even use its own superpower to boost its attack and defense. So Contrary, instead of getting attack raises, you get attack drops. Instead of getting stat raises, you get stat drops. And instead of getting stat drops, you get stat raises. So really good against Intimidate. I really like Taurus. I was thinking about bringing it in. So why does Taurus work well on this team? One, it's got Intimidate. So really good at lowering the opponent's attack. But two, it's got Anger Point. And what Anger Point does is if you use a move that crits it, say, I think it's called Frost Breath from Frostlass, you crit it, +6 to attack straight away. So very threatening on the offensive. Also has Surf, so it can proc Colossal's weakness policy. Next, he has Sceptile. Sceptile, Grass. So he's got a Fire, Water, Grass core now with Sceptile, Azumarill, and Colossal. So that's good. Has the ability Unburden. Can use Ice Shard from Frostlass to activate weakness policy, and then also proc Unburden, and then Sweep. So that's a really good combo. I quite like that. Frostlass, such a good support mode. Good speed as well, 110. Has moves like Will-O-Wisp, pardon me, Destiny Bond, and just really good support options. Can proc weakness policy on Sceptile, Togetic if you wanted to, and Giratina. So that could be quite good. Procking using Ice Shard to proc Giratina. Giratina's got so much bulk, it doesn't care. So yeah. And then last one, Dedenne. Helping Hand, Ally Switch, Nuzzle. Good. And gives him an electric type. I don't think he had an electric type before. No. So this is a scary team. This one's going to take lots of prep, but I think I have the tools. But the problem is knowing what he's going to bring. He's got like 1,000 things he can bring. Detroit Decidueyes, Dekijuis. Oh, yeah, this is a scary team. Scary team. So he has a hard Sun team. Groudon, G-Max Venusaur, Keldeo is his water type, Regieleki, Charizard. So he's got his Fire, Water, Grass core. Probably the best Fire, Water, Grass core in the division. Venusaur, Keldeo, Charizard. Brilliant. And Ferrothorn. So now we're getting... That's really good fast mode. Now we're getting a slow mode. Mimikyu, Ferrothorn. Really good synergy there. Setting up Trick Room. Starting to get the Steel Dragon Fairy core. Aerodactyl is good. Can set up tailwinds. Gives it a flying type to help another flying type. We've got 2 flying types now that can help mitigate Regieleki's ground weakness. Purloin, which is the unevolved form of Lipard Prankster, can be used to reset up Sun. So it doesn't even need to bring Groudon. He can bring Purloin. Don't know why you would, but you could. And then he's got Turtonator as a 5-pointer and Mawile. Mawile, I think, is a good pick for this team in particular. Because he has got those couple of ground immunities, so that mitigates weakness, has lots of fire resists, also has lots of fire weakness. But he's got more fire resist than fire weakness, and can work in that slow mode as well, with the Ferrothorn, with the Mimikyu, with the Turtonator. So yeah, fire. Oh, didn't notice that, but Steel, Fairy, Dragon Core. Good job. That's a good team. I really like this team. Really good fast mode. Sunroom, really good Sunroom team. Really good fast mode, solid slow mode, and some support. Brilliant. Brilliant. Good job, coach of the Detroit Decidueyes. Middle Village Pidubs. Let's see. So he had the first pick off the bat, and he got Dialga. I think his second pick was actually, I'm going right down to the bottom, was Cosmoem. Because you have to have a mythical, and Cosmoem, whatever, is counted as a mythical. He took that, so he didn't have to worry about, getting a good one or not. So Dialga, and really strong, 150 special attack. Can run pressure or telepathy, so can be next to Swampert while Swampert fires off earthquakes. Really good. Togekiss can redirect. It's Togetic 2.0. Has a super luck ability, so it can go quite offensive with that 120 base special attack. Or can run Serene Grace and be annoying as hell with air slash flinches. You could run Hustle, but why would you with a base 50 attack? So yeah, that's quite a good Pokemon. Can also be, thanks to its bulk, 85, 95, 115, can be very supportive in terms of Follow Me, Helping Hand, Yawn. Has Whimsicott, the king of setting Tailwind. There's not much to say about it. Has access to Fake Tears, which can work well with Dialga, can work well with Togekiss, can work well with Xurkitree, can work well with Chandelure. That's about it. You can even run Special Swampert. So yeah, Fake Tears is going to be scary off this. Has Cresselia to set up Trick Room and help him with a bit of a slow mode. I don't think he really has a slow mode. Not really. I think Swampert's is his or her slowest at 60 speed. Yeah. So he hasn't really got a slow mode. So that could be problematic for him. But yeah, anyway, has a way to counter it at least. Can Trick Room the Trick Room. Xurkitree. This thing's busted. 173 base special attack. Paired with Whimsicott's Fake Tears. Apparently this tore through one of the previous RPDLs. So this is I'm thinking about this. This is what I'm thinking about. A lot. So hopefully we can come up with a way to beat that pairing. Chandelure, Imprison Trick Room. That's probably his best way to deal with Trick Room. 145 base special attack. Busted. He's so specially. So definitely need to bring Snarl against this team. Snarl. Yeah, very specially offensive. Swampert. I think we just completed our Fire, Water, Grass core. Yep. Grass, Fire, Water. Ground type. Damp, prevent explosions. Not sure how useful that's going to be. But yeah, solid mon. Kangaskhan, I quite like this. Scrappy ability. Can't be intimidated. Can hit ghost types with normal and fighting moves. That's a really good pickup. So, has Fake Out. Can fake out ghost types. Love it. Mienshao, another good support mon, but does have 125 base attack. Has moves like Wide Guard, Fake Out, Ally Switch, All very good support moves. Plus, if you fire a close combat off 125 base attack, it's going to do lots of damage. Next is Skuntank. I think this is a brilliant pickup. Gives him a dark and a poison type, which he doesn't have, which means it's immune to Prankster. I think, even though its stats aren't fantastic, 93, has some bulk with the 103 HP. It has access to moves like Sucker Punch. It has access to moves Snarl. I think it even has access to Clear Smog. So you can make a really good utility mon out of this Skuntank. I think that's a brilliant pickup. I was also thinking about Skuntank, but just didn't fit with my team. But that's all right. I think he's got a really good pickup there. Cosmoem, yeah, what can I say? It has no attacking moves. I hope he brings it to meme on someone. That would be funny as hell. All right. Who was that? Was that Pidubs? We're up to Mudsdale's. His first pick off the back was Mudsdale. Who'd have thunk it, eh? All right, so Lugia is his restricted and Zarude is his mythical. Lugia is just really bulky, 154, 130, 106. So 106 HP, 130 defense, 154 speed F. Something like a sub-car mindset could work well on this. Zarude, mythical, has 120 attack, which isn't bad. I think it's got quite good speed as well. God damn it. Why can't the thing be at the top? Yeah, 105. That's not bad. I try and have a few over 100s on my team, 100 or more. I've got 3, which is plenty. He's got Entei next. Entei, good offensive mon with 115 attack, or good support mon with 115 HP, 85 defense, 75 speed F, and 100 speed. Has access to Sacred Fire, which has a 50% chance to burn, has Will-O-Wisp, has Helping Hand, has Snarl, has Bulldoze, has Extreme Speed. It just has so many options. I love Entei. I think I used it in Series 7 on a Spectria team, and it was brilliant. It helped me deal with Regigigas just by Sacred Firing into it until it got burnt. Pheromosa, this thing's scary. Has 100 and stupid speed, 151. So outspeeds Dragapult, which not many can say they can do. Has speed swap, so speed swap onto Mudsdale, which I think is going to be one of his go-to mons. Very scary. And also has 137 in both attacks. So is it special? Is it physical? Is it going to close combat me? Is it going to focus blast me? Very hard to tell. Rotom Wash, another man of culture, picking up a Rotom form. Actually, my favourite Rotom form, which is Rotom Wash. So that's a really good pickup. Again, helps deal with the what are they? The strong ice types and strong steel types, purely because it resists their attacks. So very good pickup for him. I think starting to form his. Oh no, he's got his Grass, Fire, Water core, very strong. I think that's probably equally as strong as mine, but not as strong as the person who had the Sun team. Conkeldurr, this is great. Such a good pickup. Slow, so works well in Trick Room. I don't think he has a Trick Room setter. Maybe Lugia gets it. But it doesn't need Trick Room because it is quite physically bulky, not very specially bulky, but it has lots of priority. Well, it has one priority, Mac Punch. And that's all you need on it. It's just going to Mac Punch things to death. Really good late game. Sableye. Mudsdale. We've spoken about Mudsdale. Own tempo, so you can swagger into it. I'm not sure if he has any swagger mons that I can think of. Stamina, brilliant. Every time you hit with an attack, you get +1 to defense. And then Inner Focus. Can't be flinched, can't be intimidated. All fantastic abilities. And he can bring to different scenarios depending on who he's placing, who he's playing. 125 attack, really good. 100 HP, 100 defense, 85 speed F. Like, that's just so bulky. Plus, he'll be getting boosts from stamina. If he maxes it, getting boosts from stab max quakes. Like, really good pickup. Not sure if Sableye gets swagger. So it's also a Prankstermon. If it does get swagger, it can boost Mudsdale's attack without confusing it. Fake Out. Prankster Quash is busted. Will-O-Wisp can change the weather. It's just really good. Foul Play. Snarl has all really great moves. Yeah, so this is one to keep an eye on. Prankster Will-O-Wisp, scary. Lurantis, good slow mon for him as well. 45 speed, so can-ish work in Trick Room. 105 offenses, attack, and 80 special attack, but has that contrary ability. Has superpower to boost attack and defense. Also has Leaf Storm to boost special attack. So really good there. Chinchino pairs well with the Mudsdale. How you say? Skill Link. You can have a weakness policy on Mudsdale with the stamina ability. Get Chinchino with its skill link to use Bullet Seed. So guaranteed 5 hits into Mudsdale. First one activates weakness policy. Next 5 gives it +5 to defense. Really good Pokemon to pair with Mudsdale. And for 4 points, I think Chinchino is an absolute steal at 4 points. Gives him the normal typing, which could benefit him with Lugia and the Ghost weakness, but I don't think normal typing is super needed on his team. His last Pokemon was, he only had 1 point left, so he got Dwebble. Dwebble, what's its speed? 155, not bad. He could Shell Smash with 65 base attack. Maybe he'll meme on someone with that. But yeah, I think that is a solid team. Probably the best Good Stuffs team. Kansas City Kamalas. Let's see what you have. So someone dropped Kyogre, and this person picked him up straight away. So straight away, we're going to have a rain mode where his mythical is Melmetal, which is going to give him a slow mode. I think Melmetal's base 30 speed. Only problem I see with that is he went the G-Max. I think G-Max, Melmetal's G-Max move will give the opponent Torment, which means it can't use the same move 2 times in a row. So I don't think that is great. I think Steel Spike would have been better. But look at this. 143 attack, 143 defense, 135 HP. Only thing that's letting it down is at 65. 65 special defense. But slap a assault vest on it, and you're good. And you're good as. We got Celesteela next. Now, I believe the rule with Celesteela in Draft League is if you have Celesteela, you are going to win. Celesteela is just such a good mon. Versatile. And that's what's really important in Draft League is versatility. You can go offensive with Life Orb, 101 or 107, attack or special attack, or go defensive, iron defense type stuff with Leech Seed, Wide Guard. It has got so many moves. Plus that Beast Boost will boost whatever its top stat is. So 1 week you can bring an offensive one with its special attack as the highest, and it's going to get special attacks boost every time it kills an opponent. Next week, and we might bring a defensive one, and every time it gets a kill, it gets a defense boost. It's just such a good Pokemon. So yeah, this team's already looking good. Kyogre to mitigate that. What's the word I'm looking for? Mitigate the fire weakness on these 2 or these 3, because then he's got Rillaboom, G-Max Rillaboom. I think this is a good pick, more as a so no one else gets it pick. And starting to get his Fire Water Grass Core, because Kyogre hates Rillaboom. And if no one has Rillaboom, then Kyogre has less to hate. So that's a really good pick for him, more as like a counter to preventing other people being able to counter his team. Then he's got G-Max Cinderace. By far one of the best mons at the moment. Love it. Absolutely love it. I've been using Score Bunny, its pre-evolved form, in Little Cup. And its ability Libero, where it changes its type to whatever move it uses, just makes it so busted. Pardon me. Indeedy female. Follow Me user also set up Psychic Terrain. That is awesome. So no, what's the word I'm looking for? No priority moves can be used while Psychic Terrain is up. At least on grounded Pokemon, so Celesteela can still have prankster moves used against it. So yeah, plus it has Follow Me. Like that's pretty much the only reason to have NDD is because of Follow Me. Has the exact same typing as his next Pokemon, which is Oranguru, which is also normal Psychic, but this gives him a way to set up Trick Room. You know, G-Max Melmetal loves Trick Room. Celesteela can work in Trick Room. Rillaboom can work in Trick Room. I've even seen Kyogre work in Trick Room. So that's a pretty good pickup for him there. G-Max Pikachu just has the Lightning Rod ability. Okay. Plus, if he maxes it, you get paralysis on all the opponent's Pokemon. So, yeah, this will redirect electric moves away from Kyogre, away from Celesteela, away from Cinderace if he's used Max Airstream or Bounce. He's got Slurpuff, which has the Unburden ability, pair with a Psychic Seed in Psychic Surge or Grassy Seed in Grassy Surge to double its speed, and then it can either be offensive or be support. Fake Tears, String Shot, lots of really good support moves. And last one, he only had 2 points left, so he went with Cubone, which also has Lightning Rod. That could be handy. 95 base defense, that's not bad. And then he went Drifloon, which also has the Unburden ability, like with Slurpuff, but also has access to Tailwind, I think. Wonder if it does. No, it doesn't say. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty good team just there, like very top heavy and very bottom soft. Okay, what team is that? That's a Kamalas. Let's move on to the Minneapolis Marshadows. I wonder if I sniped Marshadow from him. So I think, yeah, this person originally had not Xerneas, had Kyogre, and then got rid of a whole bunch of Pokemon. But so yeah, got Xerneas. You know, what's that stupid move it has that gives it +2 to special attack, special defense, and speed, plus some Power Herb. So you're probably gonna see that most of the time if he brings it. Jirachi has that Serene Grace ability, which increases the secondary effects of moves, base 100 across the board for its stats. So just a solid mon. It can do support or it can do offensive. G-Max Lapras. This is sets up screens, sets up Aurora Veil with its Max Ice move, G-Max Resonance. So that's a very good pick. It has a lot of usage since its inception into VGC, so that's a good pick. Garchomp starting to get. We've got our Fairy Steel Dragon Core, which that is a very strong Fairy Steel Dragon Core. Really strong Dragon type with ground access to ground moves. I wouldn't run much support on it, but you could run Breaking Swipe on it. Breaking Swipe's a busted move. 102 base speed, 130 base attack. Really, really strong offensive option. Landorus Incarnate, not the Intimidate guy, but the other guy, has Sheer Force. So moves with secondary effects get a damage increase, but lose their secondary effects. That's really good, especially on the especially offensive set. He hasn't really got the ability, like Earthquake doesn't have a secondary effect. So yeah, good offensive option, but not the best, but it's good. Tornadus Incarnate, brilliant. Prankster, that's it. Sets up Tailwind with Prankster. Second best Tailwind user, I reckon. Has Defiant as well, so you could pair it with your strong physical attackers, Garchomp, Escavalier, and boost its attack. I would like to see some Defiant come. That'd be really cool. Escavalier, I've got it in my current draft league. Really bulky Pokemon, 70, 105, 105 defenses, and 135 base attack. Really good Pokemon, 20 base speed, so works really well in Trick Room. Doesn't look like it has a Trick Room setter unless Jirachi learns it. Oh no, here we go, Porygon down here. Scolipede can boost its speed through Speed Boost and then Baton Pass it. Not a bad attack stat. Yeah, not too much there. Bug and Poison, not a super sought after type. He's quite fire weak. What's his? Jirachi's weak. Escav is weak. Scolipede's weak. Thwacky's weak, and his only resistance is Garchomp. I think that's how you beat this guy. Fire moves. Togepi. Redirection. The end. 7 points. Quite expensive, but it gives you redirection. Thwacky. I was tossing up between Thwacky and Tapu. Oh, go away. And Tapu Bulu. But ended up going with Tapu Bulu just because it has more power, but doesn't have access to Grassy Glide like Thwacky does, which really gets the benefits from that Grassy Surge. And Porygon, did it again. Porygon to set up Trick Room. Gives him a normal type, which I don't think he has. Yeah. So not a bad team, but not the best team. Eldritch Spectrias. Okay, this is quite an offensive team. So Calyrex Shadow, 165 base special attack, 150 base speed. Busted. Genesect, 120 in both attacks. This is his mythical. And I'm not sure what his speed is. Oh, what are you doing, mate? 99. That's pretty good. 99 is pretty good. Okay, a Galarian Moltres. Yeah, really good. Has the Berserk ability. Dark and Flying is really solid typing. 100, let's see, HP, attack, defense. Yeah, so 100 special attack and 125 special defense. Really good mon if you can get some Berserks off, if you can proc a weakness policy. I had some trouble. Has support moves like Snarl as well. Really good. Clefable, redirection. But unlike Clefairy, which I have, can actually do some damage. So really good pick. Unaware, if they proc weakness policy or anything else like that, unaware means that Clefable doesn't acknowledge its stat increases or stat drops. So it won't be doing the extra damage from the weakness policy. So Clefable is really good redirector. G-Max Urshifu, our start of our Firewater Grass Core. Unseen Fist again, so if you want to use Protect, too bad. Has the G-Max, which means it ignores Max Guard as well. 130 base attack, busted. Yep. Tapu Lele gives him a way to set up the psychic terrain. So 130 base special attack, can set up the psychic terrain, and then Calyrex just uses bloody what's that move called? Expanding Force, and just destroys everything in sight. Darmanitan, very fast, fire type, 140 base attack, sheer force, brilliant. Zen mode, maybe meme on it. So this team's very fast. Jolteon, 130 base speed. Axelgor, something stupid, 147 or something. 145. Persian, 115. So he's got a very fast team. Hasn't really got away. Like, the only way he could deal with Trick Room is imprison Trick Room with Calyrex Shadow Rider. That's if it gets in prison. So yeah, very hyper offensive team. That is going to be a very tough one. How do you beat that? South Shore Umbrians. There's Yveltal. I was going for Yveltal. I'm kind of glad I didn't get it because I ended up with Zamazenta. And we know how well Yveltal's been doing with me. Can run support, especially in the non-Dynamax, where you can't Dynamax, you're restricted. Can do very well as a support mon with things like Snarl, Foul Play, Sucker Punch. Zygarde is his restricted. It's okay, but he doesn't get to use the complete form. So I actually think it's pretty shit. I would go Zygarde complete, but still has access to things like Thousand Arrows, which is a really good move. Primarina, brilliant. Love Primarina. Its defense is a little bit low, but you can put enough physical defense into Primarina that it can take hits quite well. So Primarina is really good in Draft League. G-Max Gengar. So its Ghost move traps the opponent in. So it looks like he's got a bit of a... what's the word I'm looking for? A Perish Song core. Primarina has Perish Song. Gengar has Perish Song and the ability to trap with its max move. Gothitelle has Shadow Tag, which can trap in the opponent. Plus, there's lots of Fake Out on this team. Raichu has Fake Out. Hitmontop has Fake Out. And even Impidimp has Fake Out. So, yeah, very scary Perish trap team there. So, I'm going to have to be wary of that. Raichu has a good synergy with Yveltal, can Volt Switch to proc weakness policy, but can also, with Lightning Rod, draw electric moves away from Yveltal. Volcarona has Rage Powder, so has a redirector, but also offensive pressure much, 135 base special attack. So yeah, Volcarona is a very good Pokemon. It could be support or it could be offensive. Gothitelle, 2 great abilities, or 3. Frisk, I forgot about Frisk. See what items your opponent has. Competitive. If it gets stat drops, you get increases in special attack. So for every stat drop Gothitelle gets, it gets +2 to special attack. Busted. Shadow Tag. Traps the opponent in. Going to work with this Primarina, Gengar, Gothitelle. I have a feeling this is probably what's going to be used against me, just because I do have that bulkier team. Very scary. Hitmontop. Intimidate, Technician, Offensive Hitmontop, Supportive Hitmontop, Fake Out, Bullet Punch, Wide Guard. It is a really good support mon. At 11 points, that's to be expected. Klefki is his Prankster mon, can set up screens, can set up weather. So it can set up Sunny Day with Lilligant. Lilligant has the Chlorophyll ability, so it doubles its speed in sun, 110 base special attack. Slap a life orb on that thing, you're going to be doing some damage. So I think that's very good. Has completed his Dragon Fairy Steel Core, has completed his Water Fire Grass Core, and then Impidimp, another Prankstamon, but just has less access to moves than what Grimmsnarl or Morgrim has. But at 1 point, that's not a bad pickup. You get one of the low Intimidators or Prankstamons, you're laughing. So yeah, Impidimp, all right for 1 point. Last one, Victoria Buzzwolls. Okay, so this is another fellow Australian. He started out off the bat really good. Picked up Dragapult, picked up Dusclops, picked up Metagross, picked up Finny. So straight away had his Steel Dragon Fairy Core ready to go. I felt he needed a normal type, and he didn't pick one up, but he ended up getting Snorlax in the grace period. So I think that's a really good pickup for him, because now you've got slow mode to work with Dusclops, but also can switch into ghost moves aimed at these 3. So like triple ghost weakness there. Yeah, so that's good. Ho-Oh, very good support. Has access to screens, has access to Sacred Fire, Will-O-Wisp. So lots of damage reduction coming from this Ho-Ho. Same with the Raikou, has offensive pressure with 115 base, special attack, but also can set up screens and Snarl. So good damage reduction coming from Raikou. Ho-Oh, also Scrafty, has Intimidate, has Snarl, has Fake Out. Very good support mon. I was looking at getting Scrafty, but I felt I had other routes to go. So yeah, very good team. Tangrowth, Redirector. That's right. He did have Torkoal. He swapped Torkoal for Gmax Snorlax. But that's all right. Has Redirector, has Knockoff, has Sleep Powder, has Stun Spore, has lots of really good moves that it can use. Chlorophyll if you're going against the Sun team. Regenerator as a way to get health back when you switch in and out. So fire, grass. Got a water type? Oh, water. Yep. So we got fire, water, grass core. I think this is probably the team to beat. And then you got Glalie was 2 points. Damn, I didn't see that. Anyway, Glalie, a good pick up at 2 points. Inner focus, so can't be flinched, and Moody, which is busted. So every at the end of every turn you get +2 to one attack and to one stat and -1 to another stat. So this could just be playing out some stally bullshit. But yeah, I think this is a team to beat. I think this is probably the best team in the league. Has good cores, has a strong Steel Dragon Fairy core, has a strong Fire, Water, Grass core. Lots of support options, lots of offensive options. Dust Clops, activating weakness policy on both Metagross and Dragapult. Raikou, activating weakness policy on Metagross with Bulldoze. Yeah, this is the team to beat. This is definitely probably the best drafted team. Good job, Coach Armands he's a fellow Australian. Good job, mate. Okay, so that's it. Let's close that. So yeah, this is my draft league team. I'm pretty happy with it. I think I've got the tools to beat all the teams to some capacity. But yeah, some are going to be harder than others. Yeah, so that's my team, guys. Hopefully have some matches for you soon. I shall speak to you all later. Like, subscribe, comment, share. You know the deal by now. And hopefully I'll have my PBK match in the next few days and then get Sam and my match in later in the week. All right, guys, have a good one.